Hey, sorry there. Okay, my camera keeps cutting off, and it's probably because I've been talking way too much. So I'm going to try to make this last little part this really, really quick. So the last thing I wanted to mention is going through the energies that are taken from you, regardless of whether you're having a positive or negative emotional attachment to them or action or anything. These are things that you can do or that you do that are literally taking 50% of your daily energy supply in order for you to do them, and a lot of people just don't know. So it's really important. Now, there's only two main things that I can think of at the moment. If I find any more, great, I'll totally let you know. But right now, these are the only two things that you have that take so much energy, but that you don't gain anything back from, and that you have to work so much harder in order to break even afterwards. Now, the first one is eating meat. I will say eating, but that's the consumption of meat in any way. So whether you're eating it, drinking it, injecting it into your body somehow, either way, once it's in your body has to process it. So eating meat. Minus 50% of your daily energy. And so this is why one of the clauses for you to wake up is the fact that you have to be a vegetarian. And yes, eating meat is a sin against the animals, or whatever animal you're eating, because it's another living being which has the exact same equal life as you do. So yes, even the emotional or the moral part of it, put that to one side. Physically eating meat takes 50% of your daily energy, because that's how much energy it takes just for your body to process flesh. And a lot of people who eat meat are constantly tired. They are exhausted. They have to push and fight so hard in order to keep their energy within them, to keep going. So, and that means, like, you may be going like, you know what, you're full of shit. And you're full of shit because I've eaten meat all my life and I'm fit as a horse and I'm awesome. Like, I work out every day, I eat loads of protein, like, look at all those bodybuilders and so forth. They're healthy, and you don't know what you're talking about. Your health isn't always attached to the way your body looks on the outside. You could be a bodybuilder, you could be a CrossFit champion, you could be going to the gym all day, every day, eating salad and quinoa and, beets and all of these things. But if you're still eating chicken, beef, fish, insects, or anything with a heartbeat, it does not matter what you've been doing all day to try to keep your physical body in shape, you are still taking 50% of your energy. So just because you feel good in this moment does not mean, like, okay, put it this way. If you're always taking 50% of your energy, and you're always, let's say all you did was eat meat and wake up today. You woke up, you ate bacon and sausages and all of that for breakfast, along with a turkey sandwich for lunch, and a roast beef dinner for dinner, or even if you just had one of those meals and the rest were vegetables, it doesn't matter. You've eaten that meat for that day, and you could go to the gym, but your body still has to process this. It still has to process it out. So all you're doing when you're going to the gym, or when you're carrying on with these physical activities that you're doing, but you're still eating meat, all you're doing is maintaining your level of health. You are not increasing your level of health. That's why they say that a lot of people, once they stop exercise, their health or their muscle tissue, their everything starts to deteriorate, or it starts to go back, because at the end of the day, if you're not constantly keeping it going and supplying it with more protein, more nutrients than is required, you're physically just maintaining. You're not progressing. To progress, you need to stop putting in the fuel that is causing your engine to break down. That is simply what it is. Your body, that energy that you're taking to process this piece of flesh that's in your stomach and all the enzymes and all the acids and everything, your body has to push out more of that stuff just to break this down. And not only that, once it's broken down, it has to then process the casein proteins that are now filtering through all over your bloodstreams and the cholesterols and everything, and it has to work even harder to try to remove that blockage from your system just so your body can work and function, because your body does not want you to die. Your body wants to stay alive, so it's going to allocate that energy just to removing the damage and repairing the damage that the meat has done. So when you pick that meat up, you just have to bear that in mind. And then if you pick that meat up thinking that you need protein because you've believed this lie that we need excessive amounts of protein, which is a lie, because our opposition, the people who control the world and so forth, they know that eating meat takes 50% away from our daily energy supply. And if we don't have our energy about us, we use it too quickly and then we're exhausted for the rest of the day. And if we're exhausted for the rest of the day, it means we can't pay attention to all the nasty little schemes and plots that they have going. Okay, so if you've ever wondered why meat is subsidized so heavily, why they push it on you with absolutely everything, although it's the cause of a lot of major disease, they push it on you. Subsidize, make it cheaper, make it more accessible. It's in every restaurant, it's in every store, it's in everything, because it's saying eat it, eat it, eat it. Because if you do, you're going to lose that 50% energy, and then you're going to be buggered. So that is what will be taken from you. So you can't eat it. If you want to raise your frequency, you can't eat meat. The next thing that will take 50% of your energy away is sex. Well, I will actually say it's orgasm. So let's be more specific. It is not the act of intercourse, but it's not even the sexual acts that you do. It is the physical, it is the result of those sexual acts, which is the orgasm, that will take 50% of your daily energy away. And I just want you to think about it. If your body is full of energy, an orgasm takes a lot of it. Everything is being pumped down to your nether regions in order to make it. You need all that sperm when you orgasm as a man. It needs to shoot up into like this freaking backflow of volcano lava organisms that the vagina is pushing out to say, hey, no, you ain't gonna come up in here because only a special one can get in here. And as a lady, your vagina at the same time is releasing eggs. It's convulsing, it's pushing down, it's trying to get things out so that only the strongest little sperm will be able to get to your egg, right? So it's taking a lot of energy. And not only that, it's normally very pleasurable for a lot of people because it's encouraging you to do it more. Because your body wants you to release this energy and to procreate and to bring on more, more of you, if anything. So it takes 50% of your daily energy to do that. So a good example of how a lot of people are so drained and so just like, they're so tired. So they wake up in the morning, they've already spent $60 out of their 100. And then they eat meat for breakfast. They have bacon, eggs and sausage and pancakes and all that stuff. Regular old breakfast. So now you're already $10 in debt. And then they go to work and they're having really, really shitty thoughts. You know, I don't like work. I don't like this. I'm judging this person. I'm taking a lot of bullshit from that person, which is again damaging my own psyche, my own thoughts, getting me thinking really negative things. My children, my people, they're annoying me. They're like, you know, you're thinking negatively. So you're not only you're $10 in debt because you spent $110. So you're already $10 in debt. But now you're going to add on an extra $30 or $40. Call it $30 from all your negative thinking. So you're $40 in debt. And then you go home and you see your beautiful wife or your gorgeous husband, and you're like, ooh, I want to get me some of that. And then you go have sex and you orgasm. So you've spent another 50%. You've spent another $50. So then you are now $90 in debt. Now that, if you're somebody who works out a lot and who you're just like, I feel fine, I don't know what she's talking about. See, this $90, you won't feel it because you're still going to get $100 tomorrow. Well, you're not going to get $100. You're going to get like $99 because again, once you've spent out of that 10,000, like that $90 that you've overspent, that's going to be taken from your synergy cell. See, that's now going to be taken from your cell. You're already so far. Your whole cell is in debt. Sorry, not your whole cell. That's my bad. So you've got your cell, and it's generally, it was 100% full, but now you've spent $100 out of it. So this little top area is no longer full. Now, if you do the same thing the next day and you're not aware of what you're doing, you're going to spend another $90. And now your cell is getting lower. And then you do it again the next day. And the next day, and the next day. And then all of a sudden, your cell is only 50% full. So instead of getting $100 today, the next time you wake up, you're only going to get $50. Now again, it only takes 60% of your daily energy to run your body. So you're going to get 60% of that. We're going to let that go. You're only going to get 60% of that $50 back. So what is that, like $45? Or no, like $35. And then it's going to be the same thing. So slowly your cell's going to go down and down and down and down and down until it's depleted. All right? So you can just see how a regular day for a lot of people, maybe you're not having sex every day, but maybe you are eating meat 3 times a day, same thing. So you can see how you can go in energy debt very, very quickly. And although you may feel good, so the next day, so again, this was the inquiry from the really healthy people, like, oh yeah, I have my protein, I feel good, I feel fit, and I'm fine. If you're still doing this, it just means that you're going to be putting yourself in the grave a lot faster than you would think. You know, you have these little, you know, the times when the supermodels, they were falling like flies because they were far too thin. They weren't putting enough physical energy in their mouths, but they were also thinking of such negative energy. That's why you have people who are in their 20s who are just like, oh, they just died. But they weren't so thin where they were hospitalized. They could still get up and move, but they just died. And it's because their cell was depleted. You have people who seem to be incredibly physically fit, who just die from heart attacks. And they're just like, he was only 42 years old. He looked like he was healthy as a horse, you know? Just up and had a heart attack and died. And you're just like, what the shit? Why? Why would somebody who's so seemingly healthy die? Well, again, it's because they were using their energy, misallocating their energy, not understanding what they were spending their energy on. And that's what shortened their lives. So, that's what I have for you for today as it pertains to energy. I'm sure I will be doing a lot more videos and a lot more bits as I get better facilities and everything, and as I get more feedback and everything. But I will leave you with this. Whatever you are doing, whatever you are thinking about, whatever you're doing in terms of physical activity, mental activity and everything you do draws from either the light or the dark of the energy supplies. Drawing only from the light, keeping it positive, staying in your now moment, thinking of happy things, being in love, being grateful for what you have and seeing what you have, and living in that life of love means you will constantly only draw from the light energy. And if you're only doing that, only good things will happen to you. Subsequently, if you're drawing from dark energy, if you're having negative thoughts, negative emotions, and that is resulting in negative actions, or even if you are eating meat and having sex and you don't know what the frick is happening as you are doing these, you will not gain positive outcomes because you've only drawn from dark energy. Okay? So really, really, really important that you understand where to use your energy and how to use your energy. And again, sorry, there is nothing wrong with having sex. A lot of religious people will be like, no, it's terrible. How could you ever promote that? No, there's nothing wrong with having sex. Sex is a joyous communication of love between two people that love each other and want to express that love in a physical fashion. There's nothing wrong with sex. If it costs you a 50% of your daily energy supply, that's fine. All you have to do is choose who you are having sex with wisely. Don't just have sex with anybody if you know what it's going to cost you. But hey, if that person is worth it, and you know you have a great connection and you want to explore their body and they want to explore yours in a positive fashion and manner, then that relationship that you have, that love that you generate afterwards, yeah, you're still going to spend your 50% of energy, but you may gain 50% back with all of the positive thinking that you're doing afterwards, right? And that love and that connection that you're making. So I definitely did not want to scare anybody off of sex or say, no, you have to refrain, you can't do it. Definitely do it, but just make sure that whoever you're doing it with is worth it. Alrighty. And stop eating meat. That's just stop it. Eat cake. Alright. Bye, everybody.